Hi, welcome to MKI Tech's channel. I hope you all good as well. In today's tutorial, we will explore the new features and improvements of Veeam Backup and Replication V12. Quite simply, Veeam Backup and Replication is a popular backup and disaster recovery software used by enterprises worldwide. Veeam recently released Veeam Backup and Replication V12, which brings several new features and improvements. Okay. Let's begin by looking at direct backup to object storage. With V12, you can now take full advantage of the scalability and reliability of on-premises and cloud object storage without sacrificing backup and restore performance. Please note that object storage repositories can be used as a regular backup repository or as any SOBR, scale-out backup repository tier. The unique benefits of object storage integration in V12 include direct-to-object and direct-to-cloud backups, immutable backups and spaceless full backups. As stated, let's look at the unique benefits in a bit more detail. Starting with direct-to-object. At whatever time possible, protected data will be transferred from backup proxies and agents directly to object storage, avoiding intermediary hops that could potentially affect performance and reliability. In scenarios when a direct network connection to object storage is not available, you can route the traffic through a redundant gateway service pool. When it comes to direct-to-cloud, it basically reduces the overall cost and complexity of managing backups at the edge, such as in remote office, branch office, robo environments with direct backups to cloud object storage. Something worth noting is the continued recommendation of local backups as the first step for data center environments due to the performance implications and extra cost of achieving the 3-2-1 rule when backing up directly to cloud object storage. Immutable, or you can call it unchangeable, backups. In order for us to understand this concept, we can simply say, these backups are copies of files and data that cannot be altered or tampered with for a preset period of time. You can actually keep your backups safe in object storage with support for native immutability technologies provided by on-premises and cloud object storage vendors. Malicious actors will not be able to tamper with, encrypt or delete your recent backups for the specified number of days following their creation. GFS backups are automatically protected for the entire duration of the retention policy to satisfy compliance requirements. However, spaceless full backups is another unique benefit of object storage integration in V12. Spaceless full backups means that the full backups automatically generated in your backup copy chain because of switching on GFS for the job do not take the full space on the disk needed for the VBK file. Only the blocks differing from the other full backups already in the chain are stored. The spaceless full backup technology of refs and XFS-based Veeam backup repositories is also available when you backup directly to object storage. Remain flexible with your retention policies with the knowledge that your GFS full backups will not consume additional object storage space. Improved storage format. Using Veeam's learnings from years of observing its customers storing their real-world workloads on object storage, it was able to significantly simplify its storage format without impacting performance or increasing object storage costs. As a result of removing the local index and the need to synchronize it between local and object storage, this new format brings significantly improved reliability. Health Check Lite. Managed by agent backup jobs that use an object storage repository as a target will perform light storage level data corruption guard scans that will only check if all required objects exist. This provides some balance considering the performance implications and cloud egress costs of full content verification. All backup jobs managed by a backup server avoid these issues with the help of automatically provisioned, in-cloud helper appliances that allow users to perform full health checks. Wasabi integration. As one of the most popular object storage options among Veeam users, Wasabi now joins other directly integrated cloud object storage partners with a new, dedicated UI for registering a Wasabi hot cloud storage repository. Smart Object Storage API. As we move along in this tutorial, it is worth noting that this newly introduced Smart Object Storage API, SOSAPI, allows object storage vendors to integrate with Veeam backup and replication more deeply and improve performance and user experience. Its first version enables vendors to report remaining physical disk space in a bucket and gives them machine-level control over Veeam backup streams. For example, they can instruct Veeam to write backup data of a particular machine directly to the specific cluster node for faster performance. The launch partners for SASAPI integrations are Scality, software-defined storage, and Object-First, hardware appliance, with other object storage vendors planning to release their integrations soon. Moving on to trusted immutability. V12 provides comprehensive and enterprise-grade immutability options for backups, ensuring that your backups can always be restored after a cyber attack. Immutable backups are now available for image-level backups, NAS backups, standalone agent backups, backups of AWS and Microsoft Azure-hosted workloads, transaction log backups, and enterprise application plugin backups. Hardened repository improvements have also been made, making repository management simpler and more secure. Immutability for more backup types. So in addition to existing functionalities for image-level backups, V12 adds immutability options for NAS backups, standalone agent backups, backups of AWS and Microsoft Azure-hosted workloads, transaction log backups and enterprise application plugin backups. Moving along to hardened repository improvements. Upgrading hardened repository components post V12 will no longer require you to enable the SSH server for the duration of the upgrade process. This dramatically simplifies repository management without compromising security. Furthermore, Veeam made hardened repositories more prominent in the UI and added a dedicated wizard to ensure its secure configuration. The UI now has a dedicated repository type, and existing hardened repositories get converted to one automatically during the upgrade. Microsoft Azure Blob Storage Immutability support. Also added is support for immutable backups on blob storage repositories. Note that, due to existing Azure object-level immutability API limitations, this functionality is not currently supported for managed by agent backup jobs and for Veeam Cloud Connect repositories when an object storage repository is configured for direct transfer mode, without gateway servers. HPE Store Once immutability support. V12 supports the creation of immutable backups on Catalyst stores with the ISV controlled data immutability feature enabled. Okay. Up next, let's take a look on cyber resiliency. If you are already using Veeam backup and replication, then that's absolutely fantastic. If not, consider acquiring it and harden your backup infrastructure and stop cyber criminals at the door with the help of the following 8 features and improvements. Number 1. Multi-factor authentication. Secure access to the backup console with optional two-factor authentication, 2FA, that's based on time-based one-time passwords, TOTP, as per RFC 6238. You can enable 2FA for individual accounts in the users and roles settings of your backup server and enroll in an authenticator application of your choice to receive these one-time codes. Number 2. Kerberos-only authentication. V12 can be deployed in environments with NTLM authentication disabled for enhanced security. This includes all backup infrastructure components, backup agents, enterprise application plugins, and proxy appliances. Kerberos-only authentication is supported by V12 right out of the box as long as managed servers and protected machines are registered with the backup server through valid, resolvable DNS names. IP addresses are not supported by Kerberos. NFS workloads require additional NFS server and client configurations. Please refer to the user guide for more information. Note, if you have already been using the existing capability that allows application-aware guest processing in a network with NTLM disabled, please refer to the KB 4393 before performing the upgrade. Number 3. IPv6 support. V12 brings support for IPv6 communication in both IPv6 only and dual-stack networks, giving preference to IPv6 over IPv4 addresses when both are available. This flexibility allows you to set your backup infrastructure up in an IPv6 only network right away or gradually migrate it to IPv6 by running it alongside your IPv4 infrastructure. IPv6 communication can be enabled using the preferred networks dialog in the backup server settings. Next up, let's take a look at hybrid cloud optimized. Achieve even greater efficiency and security across the hybrid cloud with immutable backups for AWS and Azure hosted workloads, as well as industry-first and cloud-integrated, application-aware backup agents that offer the following unique benefits. V12 has a network-less discovery and deployment. In this feature, the discovery of new workloads and automatic installations of backup agents are all done through a native cloud API without a direct network connection to those protected machines. Forget the network management and security concerns of accessing your cloud environment from an on-premises backup infrastructure. Again, dynamic protection scope. Much like you can protect multiple on-premises virtual machines, VMs, by specifying the containers and tags you want to be protected, you can now create protection groups for cloud VMs via identical public cloud management constructs. In Cloud Data Flow, back up your cloud VMs directly to object storage in the same cloud provider without backup traffic traversing the internet and causing additional costs from egress charges. Make sure you copy the created backups back to your on-premises data center or to another cloud periodically to meet the 3-2-1 backup rule. Full portability. Resulting cloud VM backups can be restored to any hyperscaler or back to an on-premises hypervisor VM, therefore not leaving you locked into a specific public cloud. In order to take advantage of these new capabilities for existing backup chains, you must upgrade them. You can use Number 1. Policy-like jobs. V12 combines the flexibility of job-based management with the convenience of policy-based management, bringing the best of both worlds for best-in-class protection management. In addition to the ability to create very large jobs with a few thousand machines, you can now easily move backups between jobs. Just like changing a protection policy, without triggering a new full backup or abandoning the existing backup chain. Just choose a new job for your selected backup, and we will take care of transferring the existing backup files to its repository, including adding the machine to the protection scope of the new job and excluding it from the old one. Okay. For now, let's end it here. I hope you learned something new important today. Thanks for watching the first part of What's New in Veeam Backup and Replication V12. Please be sure to watch the next part in the upcoming video. Don't forget to subscribe and comment your question in comment section. Thank you.